US, and the company plans to extend operations to other African countries like Ghana, Rwanda, and Uganda. Dr. Akintayo Real Estate Firm has a plan to build 25,000 green and smart homes with golf courses, polo clubs, mall, hotel, hospitals, schools, and universities across Africa by the year 2035, and control another set of 25,000 properties outside of Africa, with a total real estate asset worth $40 billion by the year 2035. Dr. Stephen Akintayo is also the host of the Global Property Brokers Conference, the largest brokers conference in Africa. Now renamed the Global Wealth Festival, several renowned speakers like Grant Cardone, Ryan Serhant, Dr. John Maxwell, and others have been brought on the platform. Dr. Akintayo has hosted some of the world's most renowned speakers on his platforms like Robert Kiyosaki, Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Dan Locke, Toby and Tomi Arayomi, Toby Adegboyega, and several others. He is the host of the Investment Chat in a Rolls-Royce, which teaches people about different investment opportunities around the globe. Learning Luxury Show, a show that educates on the benefits of owning luxury and monetizing it, and Big Talk Show, aimed at enlightening youths and the general public on election-related issues in order to build the new Nigeria. He is also the host of the Billionaire Habits podcast, Burj Khalifa series in Dubai. You can watch them on the Billionaire Habits podcast. Dr. Stephen is also the author of 42 books. His latest are The Billionaire Habits for Pastors, Billionaire Habits for Entrepreneurs, and Becoming a Billionaire Land Banker. All his books can be found in Dr. Stephen's books.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Dr. Stephen.
Thank you very much. Let's welcome Dr. Stephen Akintayo, Africa's leading investment coach.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, if I'm correct. It's good to be here, and I want to appreciate Dr. Linus Okori for organizing this. I think that we need to do more of these kind of meetings, particularly as entrepreneurs. Well, where you're wearing body and then your fashion designer is around, he wants you to represent him well. Alright, so but honestly, I think these are the kind of conversations that can change a nation. Right? When business leaders meet and are sitting to listen to even those who are way bigger than they are. Right? Are we together now? And I think we should consider it a rare opportunity having someone like Dr. Cosmos Maduka. You are talking about over 40 years of business wisdom in the same room. In the same room, you are having, the global professor, right? Sharing some depth. Each time Professor Lumumba speaks, for me, I have those pimples, I don't know if am I the only one? Right, so you just have those pimples and, you're feeling like, okay. And then having the wisdom of a 4-star general. Oh boy. We are no longer small. I'm not fear. What we are going to do after this, and by the way, I'm a participant. Forget that they call me speaker. We are all here. We're all here to learn. And for me, it's a privilege to share a few things that I've learned over the years. And I think my topic next is on selling. Can we go? Anybody help me with my slide? Okay. So a brief about myself. We run Ibrahim Foundation and we do a lot. We have a feeding program for widows. I think we just did complete another one where we support widows with real food items. But we don't stop there. We have a grant program that we do to support entrepreneurs. Where we give young entrepreneurs $5,000 for their business. And we've been doing that for a few years. And in fact, you'll be glad to know we're starting a Netflix documentary around the grant project. And I'm hoping I'll have my business mentor, Dr. Cosmos, joining me on that one. Okay, so this is a public invitation. And this year, January, we started a conference around, we're building over 400 housing units in Katy, Texas, in the US. And so we did a conference around it. And we're so humbled to have the US Congresswoman, Shirley Jackson Lee, give us a Congress certificate of recognition, and it was really important. I've been trained from Harvard when it comes to different courses, including real estate investing. All right, how do you invest in real estate, particularly in the Western world? And that's why we're working on a $150 million project. When completed, it will be the largest green and smart home in the US. Are you happy? You're looking at me like, why are you not proud? Okay, so it's good to be here. So I normally start my class with this. I learned it from one of my business mentors called the cash flow quadrant. And it talks about understanding how wealth works. And we're all in that journey. So we have an employee, right? These are 4 ways we make money. You can make money as an employee. You can make money as a what? As a self-employed. You can make money as a what? As a business owner. And you can make money as a what? As an investor. Now, what I've noticed oftentimes is that a lot of us are business owners, but in reality, we're actually self-employed. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying, because the business doesn't yet have structure. If you remove us out of our business, the business is in trouble. Who knows what I'm talking about? And this has nothing to do with the volume of transaction. You can be doing huge volume and you are still self-employed, right? And I think that's why in Africa we miss it. They get it well in the Western world. And that's why you always hear this conversation about exit. Exit. When are you planning to exit your business? The exit isn't necessarily that you are no longer involved. It's that when can your business run without you? Now, the reality from this, there's active income and there's what? Passive income. Now, those who are here, and that's the danger, whether I'm a CEO, I have the title, we do a lot of volume. Once I'm here, I am fighting for 5% of the wealth in the world. And 95% of us are doing the same thing. But when I come to this passive income, what happened is what? I now am in the category of 5% of people in the world who control 95% of the wealth in the world. So, and that's what, I remember we hosted Dr. Cosmos in our retreat with CEOs in January. And he said something really powerful about the way he structured the Coscharis group. And that at the end of the year, it's just how much is each subsidiary, paying him back in terms of his profit. Am I making sense at all? Yeah. So we need to look at how we want to structure our business as much as possible that it can run, and our concern is where is my profit at the end of the year. I hope this is helpful. Okay? So harnessing the power of sales in evolving market. So if you cannot sell, you have written formal letter to poverty. I always say this, that if you can sell shamelessly, you'll be stinkingly rich. One of the major things that helped me to evolve from starting my business with 1,000 Naira 16 years ago to controlling real estate assets in 4 continents is ability to sell. I had to, and funny enough, growing up, I was a very shy person. And I think I'm still shy. Yeah. Okay? Before. I'm still shy because I'm not social. And you know that if somebody is not social, it's a sign that it's kind of shy, right? But I had to learn one way or the other, how do I begin to sell? Okay? So harnessing the power of sales in evolving market require business to adapt and innovate to meet what? changing customers' needs and dynamics. Here are some strategies that will help us navigate thriving in an evolving market. Number one, embrace technology. Now, I realized that years ago, as a CEO, you don't need to do webinar. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Just sit down, you have sales team, the money will come. Right? Nowadays, are we not doing webinars? Come on, CEOs, talk to me now. Am I the only one? No. Eh? Years ago, you don't need to be on social media as a CEO because a good number of your transactions just have sales team, they go out there, they hit the ground running. But now technology has shown us that by just certain social media campaign, right, you can literally 10x your sales. By certain video content, you can 10x your sales. And in politics, that was how Donald Trump did what? Shocked the world. It was power of what? Technology. Using social media and other tools to disrupt. And some of my conversation will focus on how can you use digital marketing to really scale your business to another level. Because whether you are of my generation or you are older, we are now in something we call the populist movement. People want to buy from people who others are buying from. AKA, people want to buy from those that are what? Popular. I don't know that you understand what I'm talking about. And you have to understand their consumer what? Behavior. Now, this is totally disruptive. This is not the old method of consumer behavior. Years before now, just have a good product, have a sales team, they knock on doors, and sales will come. But now, I'll give you a practical example. How many of you want to buy something and go and check on social media first? Can we raise our hands? Social media first. How many of you have heard of something you want to buy and you saw somebody and you go and check them first on social media? Come on. Let's simplify. We just want to do a poll just to be sure. So, we're seeing that the consumer behavior is changing. So, if you're not on social media, if you're not leveraging on latest technology to sell, it becomes a major issue. Number 3, stay customer-centric, right? And staying customer-centric is very, very important. I tell people, CEOs now, I said, people don't want to hear your story about your product. They want to hear what your customer said about the product. And so now I have to start begging my customers that, hey, I know you are private. I know you don't do social media. I know you don't want to make noise. But if you don't tell people I exist, if you don't tell people I treated you well, it will be my enemies that will gain command. Right? While we're having lunch, General was telling us about warfare. Right? Already you have competitors who are out there to discredit you. Right? And the only person that can tell your competitors with whatever gimmicks they are using to bring you down, that they are lying, is who? Your customer. So we are in an era where it is a customer-centric business world. They trust your customer, they believe your customer, you must turn your customers to your marketer. Whether you will give them some incentives and say, if you talk about us, like Vodi needs to start giving me some incentives. Who agree with me? Okay, I've been wearing Vodi, marketing Vodi. So, you agree? So how many new? Are we together now? Yes. So they believe what your customer is saying, but beyond that is also that you have to find incentive to give your customer. So now, in our real estate company, when our customers are doing birthday, we do a whole banner for them. Happy birthday, and we ask, do they want us to post it on social media? We know, blew up short, thank you, remember me enough to do a whole, digital campaign. Some we are, because 80% of our clients are not in Nigeria. We organize a cake company to deliver cake, GTEx branded cake, whether they're in the UK or in the US. They are so mesmerized. Sometimes they even do their own video and we're not able to post it. Say, oh, I love this company. Remember on my birthday, they gave me a cake. And these things look little, but they are very important. Right? During VAL, we look at few customers and we ask them, if you are too young, can you give us your parents, your old parents? They are 70, they are 80. We want to send the two of them all expense paid through VAL. I hope this is helpful.
Sure.
Right? And they're super excited that you mean, and the story has changed so much. So find a way to make your customer your marketer. Okay? Don't forget that. You should write that quote down. Find a way to make your customer your marketer. Right? Because everybody believes them more than anybody else. Offer personalized solution. Okay? There are certain solutions that has nothing to do with the business, but yet you're offering it. How many of us have heard of a company called Zappos? Zappos.com. Any one of us? So Zappos is a shoe company in the US. Some years ago was acquired by Amazon. You can call Zappos customer care and say, hello, I'm in VI. I'm stranded, VI Nigeria, Lagos. And I'm trying to go to Berger in Lagos. And I'm stranded. Remember I said they sell shoes. They said, oh, give me a minute. I'm pulling up the GPS. So, which route do you want to take? Third Mainland Bridge or Yaba? They are selling shoes. You are telling them you are stranded in Lagos. And they work with you to get to Berger. It has nothing to do with selling shoes. But guess what eventually happens, ladies and gentlemen? They think they owe you. I have done that a lot on social media. My following on social media is over 2 million across all platforms, and it's cult-like. Right? The day you know is the day you insult me, they will come after you. Big time. And how did I do it? I will come and share stories, because I know most of them are young people. They are frustrated. They are struggling with life. And then I'll share story. I'll post picture of when I got married and we did the naming of my first son. And then I'll show picture of now. And you could see how my neck was long. The clothes I was wearing. And then they are so inspired and encouraged. You see some of them say, the day God bless me with money, the first company I will buy real estate from is yours. Are we learning here? Yes. But these are personalized solutions that has nothing to do with what? Real estate. But you are nurturing them. They are we together? And a time will come, they will reach of age and be able to afford what you're selling. And you already feel they owe you anyway. And they are ready to do business with you. I hope we're picking a few things. Right? So, personalized solutions, find something you can. Next, adopt your sales approach. Be flexible and adaptable in your sales approach. Accommodate changing market conditions and customers' preference. Embrace omni-channel sales strategy. You have your CRM tools, you have your email marketing tools, you have your social media tools, you have SEO. Some of us have websites. SEO is supposed to be your #1 strategy for marketing. Right? Optimize your SEO so that naturally people are, when they are Googling the car making company in Nigeria, you are the only one they are seeing. You are the #1. When they are Googling fashion company in Nigeria, it's Voji. Right? Naturally they are going there because people trust Google. Do you agree with me? And when you are top on Google, the assumption is that you are top because you are the best. But guess what? And this is true. People don't buy the best product. Please don't forget this quote. They buy the best known product. Again, for those of us who are older, I agree that these are not the conventional way things used to be, but it has evolved into that now because of consumer behavior. So the younger ones is who Google says is on top that they believe is credible. So you might be the best company, but because you've not worked on your SEO, something you can get somebody to do for you with less than $1,000, right? And you'll be ranking anytime they Google anything around that, and it's affecting your ability to sell. Okay? Invest in training and what? And development. So I want all of us to clap for ourselves for coming here. Because it means we are already doing that. Come on, this for yourself, this is a clap for me. So we can do better than that. Okay? I realize that a lot of us as CEOs do not invest in training. Right? And because sometimes we're so busy, our itinerary is tight, and all of that. And for me, I think we need to be better at that. Let's invest. Sometimes it's even to network. You know, I just finished a real estate course in Harvard. September, I'm resuming another one. It's called the Founders Program. And the reason why I'm going for that is because it's $150,000. Whoever can afford to pay $150,000 is somebody I want to be friends with. Who knows what I'm talking about? If you can afford to set aside $150,000 for a training, I need to know you. Right? So things have evolved to a point whereby quality networking now happens in trainings. How many of you have enjoyed good networking today? By the people you met here. Right? Even aside, those who call our fathers in business who are seated there, you see my guys at the top. Right? But even amongst ourselves with the younger ones, we have met quality people that there are things we can do together. So sometimes training is not just what you're going to learn at the training, it's also that you meet the kind of people who have also put in that kind of money, are also the kind of people you want to build relationship with. Does this make sense at all? But beyond that, a new dimension I also learned is the importance of training our team. There is no year that I don't invest in all expense paid trip with our team. And I realized that I had a challenge. By the virtue that I'm a young CEO, I attracted young workforce. And what that meant is that the exposure level is what? Is low. And by the virtue of the business I'm doing is high ticket. Right? You're selling a property of $1 million, $10 million. Now, a 25-year-old is helping you to sell it. A 30-year-old is on the call trying to market them. If they don't get exposure, your business is dead. So we've had to invest in trip to Maldives, trip to Dubai, now it's a lot of cost on my own part. It affects me a lot. Some of them will leave you. You know what I'm talking about. Some will leave you and go and tell others that you're a terrible person. And it's all a lie. Some will even say you did not pay their salary and severances. You know what I'm talking about. But you just have to stay doing, because in the end, the ones who will stay will be worth it. Right? And you have these rich quality people who are loyal, who are passionate, and who are well exposed to carry your business. Recently, I have now 7 young CEOs. Right? The oldest are in their 30s, the oldest, except for our group CEO who is in his 50s, he's a Pakistani. But I know that I still need to spend another 3 to 5 years. But I'm sure that in my old age, I will have grown people and I won't be running, except for fun, because you don't want to retire, right? But it's not as if you are still doing heavy lifting for your business in old age. I hope this makes sense at all. Okay? Measure and iterate. So continuously monitor and evaluate the performance of your sales initiatives against key performance indicators, KPIs. Use data-driven insight to identify areas for improvement and optimize your sales strategy. So it's very important. How do we measure? We use this strategy. How much sales is coming from SEO? How much sales is coming from email campaign? How much sales is coming from social media marketing? How much sales is coming from our CRM? Right? We have to measure and benchmark and know what is working and which one we need to do. Focus on value creation. Shift the focus from sales effort, from pushing products to what? Creating value for customers. demonstrate how your offering can what? Solve problems, improve outcome, enhance efficiency of your customer. Now, I always tell my sales team, don't tell people who are selling houses. No. Tell them we are making them richer. Tell them we have properties that if they invest, right, in 5 to 10 years, they will have capital appreciation that is what? X, Y, Z. I hope this makes sense at all. Rather than, oh, come and buy the house is fine. See the furniture, we use Italian marble, we use this. No. Everybody wants to make more money. Everybody understand the numbers. Everybody understand capital appreciation. So let your marketing strategy, your sales strategy be focused on what is the need for the customer. What is the value the customer is getting? Right? Educating the customer. I always say this. Edu marketing is one of the best, sales strategy in this era, in this social media era. Edu marketing. How many of us did not trust our lecturer when we were in the university? Please don't look at professor's side, just look at my side. Don't look at professor. Some of you are looking at professor, look at me, right? How many of us did not? So not most of us, right? If you want to pass the course, you must trust that your professor knows what he or she is what? Is saying. Does that make sense at all? So rather than making it look like we're into fashion business, we're into car business, we're into food business, become the lecturer. 10 things to have a healthy food. Okay? 10 ways to wear clothes in a way that looks good on you. Right? Now you are the professor of fashion. Right? One of the nickname they give me in real estate is called the Odogu of real estate. And that nickname did not come from that we are the biggest. There are people who are way bigger than us. But I can assure you, I have over 1,000 videos where I taught real estate on YouTube. So today, when I meet even people who are way ahead of me in real estate, there's none of your video I've not watched. And I got value. And I saw sense in what you're teaching. I know I have a few minutes more. 5 minutes more. Don't worry, I got you. Thank you. Right? So I love what, I've watched those videos, they make sense. So for me, I knew my competitive advantage starting business, and I hope this helps some of us who started business without huge capital. I didn't start with huge capital. In 16 years, I've not taken a single loan from any bank in Nigeria. And we have more than 20 estates. Average of our lands are over 50 acres, some are 300 acres. I'm moving at my pace so that I don't lose my place. It doesn't mean I won't still borrow. The time will come, right? But I need to understand how that works. I want to sleep well at night. And I'm growing my estate gradually based on what I have. Am I making sense at all? Now in the US, I already have 70% of what I need for our $150 million KT project. We already got institutional funding to give us 70% of the money. Why? The environments are different. Am I making sense at all? So I'm working at my pace. But what's important for you and I is that we need to focus on give the customer value, educate the customer, let the customer be better. Let the customer have the intention of buying from you even before they ever need to buy from you. Right? So I'll wrap up. So here's we're building the largest single development of green and smart home in Texas. I don't know that. Did you put the 3D video I wanted to play for us so we can see the video? Why Texas? All these companies have moved to Texas. So anyway, right? And we also realize a lot of our clients who have done business with us in Nigeria want to start earning in hard currency, right? And this is an opportunity for them to own properties in dollars and be able to get returns in dollars. And we have an investment program. So if I tell you I didn't take money from bank, private people are giving me money, right? So I didn't need the bank. So we have an investment program where people invest. Even in the KT project, we're raising 45 million at the moment, and they are getting returns on investment from that. And you can be one of such investors. I have a gift for all of us, where some of what I've shared today is there and much more, right? It's called Becoming a Sales Machine. So you can scan this code. It's $47 or so on Amazon, but it's free for you today. So just scan the QR code. So once you scan it, you can just fill it and you download the book and it's yours for free. Is Joshua here?
Yes.
So I have some of my books here as well. Okay, let me go back. I have a couple of my books there downstairs. I've written over 40 books. I'm big on books, and please pardon me if my methodology is different, right? I'm of a younger generation, but I'm also passionate about the fact that, like Esther, what's his name, told Esther, you were born for such a time as this. For me, if God lifted me up, I must pull as many people as possible. And the secret to that is that we must invest in educating the younger ones. Else we don't have a country. Else we don't have a continent. Some of us can't be CEOs and we're doing well and we ignore these young people. They will come after us. And they will think we are their problem when we are not. And we've worked hard, we've worked legitimately hard to build our wealth. I remember when I went to NSAS and so many young people were shocked. You're doing well. Why are you joining us? I said, I understand your pain, right? I may have Mobos today, I may have all manner of security convoy, but I came from this talk, and your pain is my pain. And the elites need to wake up and begin to identify with these young people, right? You have to speak their language. It's very important, okay? We have to. So, the books are there. I'll be excited to. Some of you can buy for your children, buy for people around you. They share a lot of practical ways young people can move from where they are to where they need to be. I also have a trip to Ghana in partnership with Mr. Linus, right? And you will want to explore. I call it travel with DSM. Travel to more than 100 countries is one of my passions. I love travel. So you can join. We have Ghana as well. I think that's my time. I want to also give another bonus aside the book I gave. I'm willing to do one-on-one. So I run a coaching program for CEOs on how to, revamp their sales strategy, modernize it with their team, and even get involved with their team, their sales team, restructure things, and help them. And it's not cheap, it's $20,000. But the good news, I'm not charging you today. First 10 people. Where's Joshua? Joshua. So let's do it this way. Joshua is my executive assistant. I will allow him, or I will allow Dr. Linus. Right? So I'm giving the first 10 people given to me free one-on-one consultation. Come on, let's go! And we look at your sales, we look at your sales funnel, your sales strategy, your sales processes, and how do we optimize it. We also look at your own personal brand. It is important. You no longer can be a CEO and you're not on social media. And you don't have a vibrant social media. Listen, crisis is normal now. It's normal. And if you don't have platforms where people can hear your own version of the story, anybody can cook up anything against you and it becomes the law. So it's important to have built your own platform where if issues happen, you can at least make a few statements. So the coaching session, 30 minutes will be for your own personal brand, and then 30 minutes will be for your company's brand. I hope this makes sense. Thank you very much for having me. God bless you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up for Dr. Steve Akintayo, Africa's leading investment coach. They are laying in. People should calm down. Calm down.
Well, my fashion designer, I have no choice. He's number one.
Dr. Akintayo, this election is inconclusive. I overrule it. You have said it earlier that Dr. Linus Okorie will screen the 10.
So what is the requirements for the
let's
Yes, we'll deal with that. And let me quickly go back to where his details are. Yeah, if you want to quickly copy down those numbers, I think you should be able to do that so that, and then Joshua, I'm sure you can provide his details to anyone that needs it, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, guys.